Hey, I'd like to give everybody an update on what I've been up to for the past four or 5 months. I haven't really been able to work on my pickup like I want to because I've been working a lot of overtime at work, and this summer's been kind of the summer that me and my brother and a friend of ours decided that we're going to catch up on probably 4 or 5 years worth of house maintenance, i.e. siding, fascia, guttering. So that's taken a lot of our time. 4 months, or 4 structures have been, we resided 4 structures this summer. One of them was a 30 by 50 garage, 2 houses. One house we put new doors and windows in, then we did 2 sides of my house, and I built a 12 by 16 shed in order to get Julie's Z28 off of the lift and over in the other garage so I could go out and get her coupe and bring it home from where we had it stored at. So now I can kind of tinker around with it a little bit and what little spare time I have. I think I had another video up of my can crusher. Works pretty good. Falls out that chute and hits right in that little bucket down there. But I don't have to do it by hand anymore, and everybody's been using the can crusher instead of lining them up in my slop sink. But anyway, I did get the wheels at the beginning of summer. I did get the wheels. I really like the way they look. They look how I wanted them to. It took a long time to get them. It took about 6 or 7 weeks to actually get the wheels because the back ones had to be made in order for the offset to set the wheel inboard, outboard where I wanted it to be. So I did get them finally, and I did get them screwed on, bolted on. I got a little issue back here that I don't really care for. I got a little bit bigger gap here than at the back of it. So with that said, the wheelbase is correct for a Model A. Because I did double check that to make sure that we didn't have an issue with maybe when the Hides Mustang 2 front suspension was put in, maybe there's a problem there, maybe I mismeasured something. I didn't think I did. I was pretty careful about it, but I didn't know, and I wanted to check it out because I did some math on it. I just put a line up here somewhere, guessed about the center of the wheel, and I put a level on there, and that's where this line here came from. And I measured this opening here from here to here, then I measured the diameter of the rim, and I subtracted those 2 numbers, and then I divided that by 2, and that'll give me a number to where I will be able to figure out forward nap what it should be from here to the center or to the edge of that wheel, and then I'll determine how I'm going to go about moving it. I know it looks like it's more than that, but I think it's only about 3/4 of an inch. I think it needs to move 3/4 of an inch. So anyway, now's the time to do it. I don't like it looking like it's aft too far, so I'm going to move it forward and make it look right with what I've got. I don't know why it's like that. I built the whole side of this truck along here with aftermarket sheet metal, so I don't know if there's some length problems with them. I don't know. I'm not going to move the bed to try to compensate for it because I like where the bed's at. So the easiest thing for me to do is go ahead and move the rear axle. So that'll be probably one of the things that'll happen here after the holidays. I'm not going to start it till after the holidays because I have Christmas out here, and I can't have a vehicle that I can't move yet. So I'm going to wait till after the holidays before I start that process of fine-tuning that. But I don't know on the other videos if I showed the lower console. It's pretty much good to go. I have to make a stainless steel plate to cover all this up. You won't see none of this after it's all painted. All these fasteners will be hid by a piece of brushed stainless steel. I did do a little bit of work up here. I did start fabbing up the upper console. It's gonna have the stereo up there and the switch for the wipers. I've got to cut a glove box in it yet. I did put a bucket in there in order for the windshield wiper motor to tuck up in there when the windshield's closed. Did order my glass, did get my glass. Actually got 2 sets of it because the first one came in, it was all, I don't know if you can see that or not, I got a blue line on there. There's a crack there. Also a crack over here. One of the issues that I was having with this area of the truck was, and I don't know if I mentioned that on the other videos or not, I replaced this piece here with an aftermarket piece. Well, when I screwed the windshield frame on, it was hitting the cowl down in through here. So I'm like, what the shit? So I actually had the part that I cut out of there out in the car trailer, so I went out and got it and compared the two, kind of looked at them. Well, this part here, when it was stamped, they didn't stamp it enough for any kind of a hinge relief. There's supposed to be a hinge relief there for the knuckle that hinge to set up in. So I had to come back in here and cut all that shit out, take my brake and break me a piece of steel to put back in there to get it to where this would even close. Now I've got a nice uniform gap along the bottom when it's closed. Whereas before I had nothing. I'm surprised it even cleared the fuel door cap. Yeah, I was kind of pissed off about that. I'm getting my blood pressure's going up as I talk about it. But anyway, got all that done. I made some nylon blocks for up in here to keep the windshield centered in its opening, because there seems to be a lot of play side to side, and I didn't want to have to deal with that when everything was all painted and ready to good to go. I think I'm going to bond this windshield in with the windshield urethane. Is how I think I'll do that. No more than the truck will be out in the weather, though. It probably doesn't matter. But anyway, guys, that's what I've been up to. Looking forward to get the holidays over with so I can get back on it. Hopefully I can concentrate on this and not veer off and work on that a little bit. I'd like to get that to where I can drive it. It started when I originally bought it. Now it doesn't start, so I think I'm going to upgrade that to 12 volt ignition is what I think I'm going to do with that. I can buy a electronic ignition for it, so I think that's what I'm going to do, and just upgrade to 12 volt because 6 volt batteries are really expensive. Not that 12 volt batteries aren't, but I just think that's the direction we're going to go, because we're going to put some new lights and stuff on it and kind of clean it up a little bit. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching.